the country. So the show that we do tonight is going to air on radio stations this Saturday and Sunday, splattered across the country. Again, it's called The RV Show USA. I'm Alan Warren. They call me the RV guy. Again, that is Goose, and we appreciate y'all being with us. We have got some goodies to give away tonight.
Yes, we do. Very good
Goose,
goodies.
why don't you explain at them how it works?
We started this last week, and so we've got times, just random times in the video. We have them in this cup right here.
It's not a Tootsie Roll cup this week.
No, not this time. And so here's what's going to happen. After the program tonight, we're right after we're done with the radio show, right before we sign off, we're going to give you times. And we've each written 4 down, and it looks a little something like this.
That is an example. That's called the running time, all right?
Yep.
And what we're going to do is we want you to go ahead and post comments. Ask questions, post comments about the show. Let us know where you're watching the show from. If you have any suggestions, et cetera, go ahead and post them. And then at the end of the show, Goose and I are going to pull 2 numbers out. We've written them down. We got a bunch of them in here.
Yep.
We're going to pull a couple of them out, and we're going to show them to you. Whoever is the closest to posting a comment without going over that time, kind of like the Price is Right. It is the Price is Right, right?
Yep.
All right. Is going to win a Big Chief RV Resort T-shirt, and we will drop one in the mail to you. So y'all make sure you post a lot. Hit the share button. Hit the like button right now so your friends will know that you like the page and that you might be our winners tonight.
Now, I've heard from some people, because I didn't do my pre-flight checklist properly,
Yes.
that there may be some sound issues. Can everybody hear me now? Because everybody's...
This is not good when we start out with no audio.
Well, I caught it because
How far into it do we have a problem?
A minute.
A minute.
Just a minute.
That's no bueno. That means replays are going to be down 90%, because nobody wants to sit there and look at 2 good-looking, handsome guys that don't say anything. Or us either. So
Well, yeah, I was about to say. If they want 2 handsome guys, they're watching the wrong show.
They're in trouble.
Good Lord.
All right, so what have we got? We go live at exactly 6 minutes after the hour. We follow what's called a network clock. Right now we're talking into the studio mic, so we should sound pretty good. When we go to commercial break, Facebook does not allow for us to run commercials. So you're going to see Goose and me.
So we're going to sound a little something like this.
Sitting here, that'll be the audio. So it sounds just like you're on a
Like you're with us here in the
speakerphone.
studio.
What am I doing wrong here?
Oh, there's so much.
What am I doing? Seriously, come here. Check it out.
Hang on.
Hang on, everybody.
Troubleshooting live.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Just make sure that your speakers, Allen speakers, are muted.
They're good.
All right. So
They're good.
again, comment. We have 4 times. We have 4 times each in here. We're going to pull 2, and if your comment is before that time, you need to
The
let us
closest
know.
one without going over that time, you win. You might want to go ahead and get our first guest on the line. All right, here's what's going on tonight, folks. We got a great show for you. We're running over to Florida, first off, to meet with Dean Kubicek, a beautiful place over in Fort Pearce, Florida. Bottom of the hour, we got our good buddy, Mr. Al Pearce. He's the RV inspector. Now, I want to know this. Have you ever had an RV inspected? Do you think it's a good idea? You know, RV inspectors are like home inspectors, and if you have a used RV, you're buying it from an individual, a lot of times people are getting their RVs inspected. So I want to know what you think about RV inspections, if you think it's a good idea or not so much and maybe a waste of money, but we would like to hear what you think about it. So that's going to be at the bottom of hour number 1. Starting hour number 2, our friends John and Laura Hebard are going to be on with us. Now, they just came back from Quartzsite, Arizona. We're going to find out all about that. And then in the last half hour, our friend Scott Thompson from DeMontrond RV, Scott's going to be on. They have got something so cool. If you are into security, home security, and security systems for your RV, yeah, for your RV, you need to stay tuned for that, because DeMontrond is going to be demonstrating it at the upcoming Houston RV show on February 7th through the 11th. And yes, I will be there. All right, we got 30 seconds till showtime. Y'all buckle up. All right, we're going to get started. Again, make sure that you write down, post some comments down here. Let us know what you think. Got a question, comment, etc. Let us know, and we'll try to get to it in a commercial break.
So you gave me the right number for this one at least. Well, 1 for 1 so far.
Okay.
Right. All right, here we go. We're 5 seconds out now.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America, let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up now, what do you say? The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
It's time for the RV Show USA with Alan Warren, the RV guy, and America's only radio show about the RV lifestyle. If you enjoy travel, fun, and adventure, well, welcome aboard, everybody.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
And we've got an action-packed 2 hours for y'all today, so buckle your seatbelts and hold on, folks, because we're going to be bouncing all over the place. This is the RV Show USA. We're glad you're with us. It's Alan Warren behind the microphone with Goose over there at the controls, and we got a pile of folks already in our Facebook Live studio, so welcome. You know, I'm stoked today because last week our Facebook Live, we topped 20,000 views for the very first time. Yeah, that was pretty cool. You combine our Facebook Live views with radio listeners and our podcast, and the RV Show is, well, we're reaching a ton of RVers and folks that are wanting to be RVers all over the country. So thanks to each and every one of y'all for listening and for watching. We do appreciate it. Now, today we're going to catch up with John and Laura Hebard in Hour 2. We're going to get the download on an event that takes place in western Arizona every January, where literally thousands of RVers take over this little tiny town of Quartzsite. Now, John and Laura have been in the thick of it. They'll be with us to start, like I said, hour number 2. Plus, our friend Scott Thompson from DeMontrond RV over in Houston has got an announcement to make about a new product that they're about to carry there at DeMontrond, and he has been pretty tight-lipped about it. But if you love technology, you are going to want to hear what DeMontrond is going to be showing off at the upcoming RV show in Houston in February. Very, very cool stuff for sure. So at the bottom of this hour, it is the RV inspector, our good buddy, Mr. Al Pearce, and apparently this RV inspector has been more than just a little bit busy the last week or 10 days, from RV inspections to work in the Tampa RV show. Mr. Al Pearce is going to be with us, and again, that's at the bottom of this hour. For now, though, it is time to head off to our featured destination of the week.
Big wheels straight ahead, never looking back. Big wheels, till lights gonna fade to black. Big wheels, take me down that road tonight.
All right, today we're heading down to the Sunshine State, to the city of Fort Pierce. I want to welcome Mr. Dean Kubicek to the show. Hiya, Dean.
Hello, good evening. How you all doing today?
Doing great. Now, you know, most of the time we visit with an RV park or a campground for our destination of the week, but not this week. It is it's a place, though, that many RVers and lots of other folks really love to visit. Dean, tell us about Fort Pierce, Florida, and y'all's marina over there.
Excuse me. Fort Pierce is actually known as the Sunshine State. Sunshine City in the state of Florida. It is located, it's located in St. Lucie County. The population is around 45,000 people. You know, our average temperature is around, in January, is about 72, and our low is about 52. So, essentially, we have very nice weather year-round.
So if somebody has never been to I've never been to Fort Pierce. I've been to a lot of places in Florida, never been to Fort Pierce. How is that different from, say, Fort Lauderdale or the Keys or Naples, that area?
Well, you experience a small town, historical city. Actually, the area itself dates back to 1838, where the original fort was built. And it occurred during the Second Seminole War. With that, over many years, Fort Pierce had became a fishing town, commercial town, because Fort Pierce, the city itself, is actually located on the Indian River Lagoon, with the Fort Pierce Inlet just being 2 miles from the main downtown city itself. That's what makes the marina, which is located right in downtown Fort Pierce, very unique.
So hang on. The Indian River, that's a saltwater lagoon. It's not a freshwater river then.
That's correct. It does. The Indian River actually goes from the Keys all the way up to Vermont. It's a continuous estuary. I believe it's the only one like that in the nation itself. With that, because if you're in Fort Pierce, what makes it unique is the fishing itself. You can actually fish inshore on windy days where you can get trophy snook, trout, tarpon, and then on nicer days when you can go offshore. We're very fortunate the Gulf's only 15 to 20 miles out, and we're actually known for our sailfish. We have some of the best sailfishing in the United States, but you can still go out and catch mahi-mahi, wahoo, grouper. So the game fishing in this area, is some of the best on the East Coast.
Are there charter captains that can take us out? If if I'm an RVer and come down there and don't have a boat, can I pay a few bucks and get on somebody's boat and y'all take us out?
Absolutely. There's several ways we can go with that. There's some boat rentals around here. We have Freedom Boat Club. If any of your people are members of that, there is now one here on the marina property itself. We do have about a half a dozen charter boats that do run out of the marina, and we do have a head boat that runs out of here. So whether you want to individually book a charter trip for a smaller party or go out with a larger amount of people, we offer a little bit of both.
Gotcha. I have heard something, Dean. I'm not sure if it's fact or fiction. Something about a lionfish, not a liar fish, but a lionfish. Is there really such thing as a lionfish? And do they inhabit your waters down there?
Lionfish, actually, the answer to that is absolutely. They do exist. They actually come from, I believe, South America, and they have been working their way up towards the waters in Florida, as well as the Gulf side. The problem with the lionfish is they go ahead and distribute like 50,000 eggs every something like 14 days. And so the population of the lionfish is an invasive species, and there are a lot of scientists that are trying to find ways to resolve the issue with the lionfish. Problem is with the lionfish, it eats a lot of other different types of juvenile fish, and it also affects the coral reefs. So
it's a real problem.
It is a large problem. Yeah, it is a huge problem. But the one thing we do have here and around the Treasure Coast, amongst there's a lot of other areas within Florida and actually South America and such in Mexico. They actually do have lionfish roundup tournaments where around this time, what we do is on a weekend, we'll actually have a lionfish roundup. We'll have a bunch of divers go out. They'll catch a bunch of lionfish. They'll bring them in. We'll have a bunch of scientists here from the Oceanographic Institute, and they'll go ahead and when the divers come in, they'll go ahead and they'll study the lionfish that were just caught. They'll see what they've been eating. They'll take a bunch of test samples with that, and after that, we're able to go ahead and cook them up. They are excellent whitefish to eat. They're very good tasting.
How is the this year in terms of snowbirds coming down to the Fort Pierce area compared to other years? I know when y'all had Irma come through, y'all did not get hit by Irma, but parts of Florida did. Have you got more snowbirds down there this year? What's the deal?
With us down in this area, we did actually get hit by a level 1 hurricane with Irma.
Oh, you did?
And last year, the previous year, we also got hit as well with a level 1 hurricane. But that doesn't stop the winter birds that come down here. The city itself, the population's around 45,000 during the peak of the season. And like I said, what we're seeing more and more each year, it just seems like the population continues to grow. There's a lot of interest in this area on the Treasure Coast with growth. We're seeing a large explosion of population growth. And I think that what drives that is this area is unique because when you come to the Treasure Coast area, you can go ahead and you can kayak, canoe on the Indian River. There's a lot of bird watching that goes on. There's kite surfing. There's regular surfing, and you can dive. So if you're into any kind of water sports, because you have the ocean and the Indian River, it just invites itself, to people who love water sports.
Hang on, Dean. We got to jump for a quick break. We're going to come back. I want to get off the water and talk about some of the other things that the Fort Pearce area has to offer. Folks, we've got Dean Kubicek on the line with us from Fort Pearce, Florida, and we'll continue right after this break. Y'all stick around. This is the RV Show USA.
Okay, does that make any sense?
Considering that it's worked every other time,
Are we doing anything different?
not that I'm aware of.
All right. Miss Katie.
Just because it's
Update
worked,
me, baby.
it's worked the other weeks.
Okay, we are in a commercial break, folks. Thank you.
4-minute commercial break.
It's a 4-minute commercial break. Thank you for being with us tonight. We've got Dean Kubicek on the line with us. It's our destination of the week. It's not a campground, not an RV park. It's a whole area. It's on the east coast of Florida called Fort Pearce.
Yep.
And it is really pretty, really, really pretty. And evidently they've got the Navy SEAL Museum is over there, and they've got one of the best farmers markets in the country. We're going to find out all about that.
Dave Stone got his DVDs.
What's that?
Dave Stone from Campground Karaoke a couple weeks ago.
Oh, good.
He got his
Good.
DVD, so that's
I'm glad
good.
you did.
very
And whoever
good.
won our T-shirts this last week, we got Michael Hall and then Steve Giano.
Yep, and Steve's here. Steve's here with us now.
Hi, Steve. Y'all make sure you start posting questions and comments. John says he likes watching the banter during the commercials.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
that. That's awesome.
All right, Miss Katie, how we doing, baby doll? Send up a smoke signal. We've got a little technical issue going.
Yes.
Are we sounding
Apparently
okay now?
today is Technical Issue Wednesday. I don't understand why, but it is. First, we had no sound at the beginning. Now some other things aren't working in the background.
We'll be all
It
right.
is what it is, though.
All right.
Don't forget to comment if you want a Big Chief
Hold it
RV
up.
Camping Resort T-shirt. This is the guy right here. You comment, because remember we're running a contest that if you comment throughout the show, we have times that we will pull one each. And
Let me, if I can.
yes,
Just jump in. Let me just say this. The more you post comments, the greater the odds are you're going to win one of the T-shirts we're giving away. We cannot, there's no way to cheat. You can't cheat.
No.
We can't cheat. What happens, we have some numbers written down. Goose and I wrote a bunch of numbers
time
down.
codes.
Time codes, running times. So what's going to happen when the show is over, we're going to pull a couple of them out. We're going to hold them up to the camera. Whoever's comment is closest to that time code time, without going over,
Price is Right rules do apply.
is going to win the T-shirt. So y'all make sure you stay tuned. If you can't watch the entire 2 hours, no problem. You can jump back on, and then you kind of scan forward, if you will. We want you to watch the whole 2 hours.
Yes.
But if
And
you
the great
can't,
part
it's
is,
okay.
we can go back and make sure that you actually did comment when you say you did. So you can't cheat here. But it will be up to you to let us know if your comment was the one at the time we chose. So
Okay.
again, we're not choosing these after. We pre-selected these times. So be the closest at that time without going over that time, and you can win a Big Chief RV and Camping Resort T-shirt with the logo on the back, and yes, right, your favorite radio show, the RV Show USA logo right here on the front, with a nice little pocket. I like shirts that have pockets in them. They make me happy.
Yeah, I like pockets.
I like pockets.
I like pockets.
And if you won last week, you can't win this week. You got 60 days of you not being able to
Yeah,
win.
you got a couple months, but keep posting. Keep posting. Now, at the bottom of the hour, again, we've got the RV inspector is going to be on with us. Has anybody posted about RV inspections?
Oh, Al's already on. He's
Oh,
watching
good,
now.
good. If you got a question about an RV inspection, if you think they're a good idea, if you think they're overpriced, if in retrospect you go, you know what, wish we would have gotten one because you bought something that maybe you should have had checked out before you signed your name on the dotted line. All right, got 20 seconds to go, guys. Coming back from a break. Thank you all for being with us.
And more of Dean from Florida as the RV Show USA rolls on. Put your questions in for Al Pearce And if we can, we'll get to him when Al Pearce joins us at the bottom of the hour.
Audio's loud.
Yeah, it's a little loud. I blame you for that.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
And that's what we're doing at 21 minutes after the hour. Alan Warren, the RV guy, with our friend Dean Kubicek from Fort Pearce, Florida. He runs the big marina over there in Fort Pearce, and we were talking earlier about all kinds of water sports. And Dean, it's not a water sport unless I guess you're a Navy SEAL. Let's start off this segment. Tell us a little bit about the museum over there.
Yes, we're very fortunate enough in Fort Pearce, actually, to go ahead and have the Navy SEAL Museum in Fort Pearce. It's roughly around 4 or 5 miles from the marina. And actually, the Navy SEAL Museum, the Navy SEALs actually started in the town of Fort Pearce. With that, the museum itself is very unique. It is actually privately funded. It is not federally funded. And what they have done is they have the UDT, it's called the Navy UDT SEAL Museum, which covers all the wars from the very beginning, from when they actually started. So it is a very unique museum. It's very informative, and every couple of years they continue to expand it, and it's one of a kind. And, you know, if you're in this area, it's definitely worth to stop. I understand last year they did over 60,000 visitors.
I got to tell you, I was never in the military, but every time I get an opportunity to go through one of these war museums, or, you know, I've never been to the Navy SEAL Museum, obviously, but I get a lump in my throat. I'm so proud of the people, the heroes that have fought for us and do everything they can to protect our country. It's a very special place, I'm sure. Tell us about Fort Pearce, and in comparison to other parts of Florida, how do you guys compete? Because you're not the party place that the Keys are, but it seems like you've got I don't want to make anybody mad, but there's a lot of art and culture over on your coast over there.
Yeah, I don't think we try to compete with anybody. I think we just try to be ourselves. What's nice is it is a small town environment. It's friendly. We're very fortunate. Right next to the marina, it's probably the only one in the United States where we actually have the Manatee Center that is located right next to the marina, which does a lot of education. We do have a lot of manatees, especially this time of year in the local area. Tourists love to come and watch manatees in this type of environment. We also have right now the porpoise that are playing right in front and around the marina and in the river lagoon. We do have a tour boat, so if you know you'd like to go out and actually be a part of, especially this time of year, part of nature as such, you know, highly recommended. It's to actually, versus going to a water park versus here, it's natural and it's very well worth doing, being part of the environment itself.
How close can you get to the manatees?
The manatees are actually they're right below the docks. In some, you know, depending upon the time of year, they're right in front of you, and so. You're not allowed to touch them or swim with them, but you know you definitely have a very close visual on them. So you can actually come down and do some manatee watching as well, porpoise watching, bird watching. I mean, Fort Pearce owns as a city, we own more waterfront than most of the cities in the state of Florida. So, like I said, so you can actually come down here and enjoy, you know, nature itself.
You know, I think connecting with nature is such a special feeling. It's so unique. I've never been connected with manatees. I've never seen them up close and personal. I see a lot of people on Facebook Live are already talking about it. They say that they're incredible to watch and incredible to be around. Tell us about the farmers market there in Fort Pearce. Evidently, it is one of the finest in the country.
Yeah, yes, actually right next to the marina again itself, every Saturday morning the farmers market occurs. It has been over the last couple of years rated #1 in the state of Florida. And that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and goes to about 1 o'clock. And especially this time of year, there's literally thousands of people that come down here every Saturday and walk the market. So with that, there's usually some music involved. So that definitely is a favorite. A lot of people that come into Fort Pearce every Saturday for something to do.
Is the crowd? I imagine the crowd. You call them, I think, the winter birds, the snowbirds, if you will. Is the crowd during the wintertime a lot different than the summer? Do y'all get pretty wild and crazy in the summertime down there, Dean?
Not really. I think in the summertime, usually I would say August, September, October, it has a tendency to lighten up a little bit. But other than that, I think this area stays pretty active about 9 months out of the year. What drives that, I believe, is not only do we do the farmers market, but really around this marina, there's about 120 to 125 events, if I include the farm market around this marina a year, where we do like the Cracker Trail, where a bunch of cowboys ride horses into the town, because that's part of the history. Is the west side, western part of Fort Pearce. It is old cattlemen that do come in here riding their horses, and then we have things like Hooked on Music, Sand Shoes Festival, Pirates Festival. And what's unique about us is 99% of these festivals are free to the public, which makes it real nice. And then on Friday Fest, first Friday of the month, there's always a street party here in front of the marina as well. So it's a very active area.
What about in terms of RV parks and campgrounds? From what I understand, Fort Pearce is recognizing the value of RVers, and they're really putting a lot of energy and emphasis on getting more and more RVers to come to y'all's area.
Yeah, our local government here actually just approved about 2 weeks ago another RV park right out by the Turnpike in 95. It's about 60 acres, and there's actually right on the waterfront, there's a brand new marina just opened up this Sunday, and they just went ahead and put, I believe, 10 to 12 RV areas right there along the waterfront there, where people can come in and stay up to a week in that area. So with that, I did a little bit of homework, but there's about 17 RV sites within a 25-mile radius of Fort Pearce. So, yeah, I think RVing in this area, because of our environment, is becoming more and more popular.
Can people just walk out on y'all's marina? If I'm a guest, can I just drive down? It's so pretty. The pictures are beautiful. Can I just walk out there? Do I have to, get a ticket? What's the rules there?
Again, this is a public facility. I would say we're probably one of the most active public facilities I've ever been to or seen. So, again, 99.9% of the events that do occur around this area, there is no charge. There are areas where you can park your RVs. There's some boat ramp areas that are available. So there is room that if you just want to come in for the day, my recommendation is find where the boat trailer parking is, and go ahead and park your RVs in those areas, and you should be
and who doesn't like free
availability to go and do so.
All right, Dean, I got to call it there. We got the music. We're up against a hard break, but thank you so much for being on today. We're going to put a link up on our website and send everybody over there to Fort Pearce City Marina and say howdy to you.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
All right, you take care. We'll talk again. That was Dean Kubicek over in Fort Pearce, Florida. We'll have Mr. Al Pearce, the RV inspector, on right after this. Don't go away. Well, the big chief's gone crazy at
Hitting it kind of quick.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, so how many of you are watching us for the very first time? Please let us know.
Yeah, we're in a commercial break.
4 minute
now.
commercial break.
4 minute commercial break.
Well, not 4 minutes for me, because I have to call Mr. Al Pearce here in a second.
Yeah, we do.
So don't forget to keep commenting and keep asking questions and keep doing things like that, because we're giving away t-shirts. These are great looking t-shirts right here. And Jeff is watching the show from Jeff Brandon.
Oh, he is, from
right
Big
here.
Chief.
Right
Did you get your shirts yet, Jeff? They're nice, aren't they? These are high quality.
nice
expensive
shirts.
They're not going to shrink on you. The color's going to stay real good on them. They're great shirts. Got
Nice
RV
little
Show
logo right
USA
here.
logo on the front.
And
of
the
them.
way that you can win these is comment throughout the whole show.
Got a comment, got a question, go ahead and post it, because here's the way it works. At the end of the show, Goose is going to pull a couple of numbers out and show them to you. That's the time code, the running time.
Of the video right here.
Of the video. It's a 2-hour radio show again. And so we've got just a whole bunch of numbers written down. And whoever is closest to posting a comment to that number, to the numbers that we show, without going over, is going to win the shirt.
So what is it available in 2X?
Yes, it is.
Okay, very good.
Yes, it is.
Very good. It's available in 3X.
I don't think we have 3X.
Oh, then I'm disqualified.
I don't think so.
I'm disqualified then. That's
All
for
right.
sure. So we actually have some questions that
Yes.
came up. Let me see if I can find them here. Oh, this I think got answered though. Where can people go to find a list of inspectors?
You can go to nrvia.org. I believe it's
That's pretty good. I'll answer
nrvia.org.
that in the chat.
Okay.
So there we go. So you have small, medium, large, extra large, and 2X. Is that right?
Yeah. I don't think we have many smalls either. I think most people are a little bit bigger than small.
That's true.
So we got medium, large, extra large, double X.
Yep. And if you want to comment throughout the entire show, don't spam us, but just, be part of the conversation.
All
That's
right, we got
ask.
about a minute and a minute and a half.
Yep.
We jump
You can
back
call
in.
Mr. Al here.
I have a question, and I know Steve Giano, you're in watching tonight. Thank you so much. I asked the question on our Facebook Live preview today of tonight's show, if anybody had ever had an RV inspection, what they think of them. You don't have to, look, this is not everybody has to think the same way.
Hey, Al,
some
how's it
people
going?
may think that they're not necessary.
I'm doing all
They may
right,
be
doing
too
all right. So we got about
expensive
a
for
minute
some
10 till we
people.
come back into the
Other
show,
people
and
might
then
view
Al
them
and
as
Future will bring you on,
absolutely a
and we've got
must-have
57
thing when
6
you
and an
buy
8.
or sell an RV between private individuals.
sir.
And anyway, Al Pearce is on. He's always a source of a lot of great information. We'll talk a little bit about RV inspections, but more importantly, I think some of the things that he finds while he's doing inspections that sometimes the owners don't even know about. So most of y'all are RVers. I think you can glean a lot from Al Pearce. He's really very knowledgeable.
Yes. He'll
All
be
right.
on with us here in about 35 to a minute 30, depending on how long you talk when we come back.
What's that?
He'll be with us whenever you get done talking when we come back.
Okay.
Which may mean next hour, really, but
We got 20 seconds, guys, coming back from break.
Oh, goodness gracious.
If you're a brand new listener, you've never found the show before, let us know right here so we can say hi to you and where you're watching from.
So, Lady E said she would have Al drive her to Texas to get a shirt.
Ah.
So there you go. Al Pearce coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, as the RV Show USA rolls on.
.com and click on Certified Dealers.
The RV Show USA.
All right, so the other day I see this graphic on the internet, and it was pretty sobering. At least it was to me as an RVer, and I think all RVers would find it sobering. And the graphic said that 30% of all the RVs sold today will have a major breakdown within the first 2 years. 30%. By the 5th year, this graphic said 80% of all RVs will have a major breakdown. And get this, by the 8th year, nearly every RV on the road will have a major breakdown. And if all that's true, I'm wondering, is there anything that we can do, or at least, can we postpone it? Can we prevent it if possible? To help us figure it all out is our friend Al Pearce, the RV inspector. Welcome back to the show, Al.
Mr. Allen, how are you, sir?
We're doing great. So what do you think of those stats? Do you think that they're overblown, or that by 8 years on the road that most RVs are going to have some kind of a major breakdown?
As many of us are full-time RVers, we've all had a breakdown at least once. Fortunately, knock on wood, we've only had one. But yeah, no, I think it's true. A lot of it's maintenance. That's what we see when we do inspection, this lack of maintenance. Especially folks that are not full-time, they park it in a storage lot, they park it in their backyard, they forget all about it. Well, they jump on the road, the next vacation comes along, and boom, there's a problem.
So it sounds like to me maintenance is the biggest issue. I mean, every time that you get on, you're talking about maintenance, and people just, I I don't know why they just postpone it. Hey, I'll get it done next time. And they just keep putting it off until all of a sudden it grows into a big problem.
Well, and also, you and I both have seen the industry has changed so much recently that all the newbies in the market that I just don't think they know what they're supposed to do. Every time I do an RV inspection, I have a 2-page kind of PDF I send the folks that buy and say, hey, these are things I feel that you should do on a regular schedule. It's monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, annually. It doesn't always prevent a problem, but boy, it sure helps to minimize it for sure.
So what are your thoughts on, the public today? I know with the internet, there is so much information available. I think the public has never been more knowledgeable in terms of when they're equipped, when they go to an RV show to look at some of the units they're considering buying. But then all of a sudden when they purchase it, they just forget about those important things like maintenance.
Well, think about it. When we travel the highway, we have our car service, we get an oil change, and the tires rotated and everything else, and we stay at the fancy hotel along the highway or at our destination. We don't have to worry about anything about maintenance or work or things. We just enjoy the trip, and I think that's what it is. It's just kind of out of sight, out of mind. Does that make sense?
I think so. Now, I know that you are an RV inspector. I'm just kind of got a crazy question. Have you seen that commercial about the guy he's at the dentist office with his mouth is wide open, and he says, my gosh, that's the biggest cavity I've ever seen. He says, have a nice day. He says, you're not a dentist. No, I'm a dental monitor. Are you able to repair things as an RV inspector? Or are you an RV monitor, like the dental monitor?
I have seen that commercial. And no, actually, all of us inspectors that are NRVIA certified, we kind of sign an oath, if you want to call it, that we will not work on any RV for at least 1 year after the inspection date. And we hope that shows the public that we're not in this to manufacture repairs or work to be done. We're just going to reveal what the RV tells us, and if it tells us nothing, we report nothing. But generally, there's at least one thing. Some RVs, there's multiple things. But yes, we signed that oath, part of our certification that we're there to serve the public and not take advantage of the public, I guess.
Now, in our next segment, we've got about a minute and a half till we go to break, but coming back, I want to talk about and have you tell us about some of your recent inspections, and maybe we can learn something from what you have experienced with some of the RVs you've looked at in the last week or two. I got an email from Martin earlier in the week, and he wanted to know about what absolute essentials in terms of backup supplies do you think every RVer should carry some of?
Well, I think it depends on the RV. If it's a motor home, I always like to carry my own fuel filter, my own oil filter. So if I'm on the highway, still flying RVing, I may get to a repair shop and maybe I have a hard time finding those parts. I always keep an extra water filter because we have a water filter system on our RV. So that way, if it's time to change it, the water doesn't taste so good, I don't have to run out and pay market price. I can buy it on the internet or through my favorite supplier, whether it be PPL or Amazon or whoever, and I have those things with us. I mean, the average tools are pretty much a toolbox that you have at home, but it's those things that are hard to get sometimes, or you need them in a hurry and you're in a bind, and you kind of wish you had them,
Heck yeah, and you always need them when you're furthest away from the RV parts store, it seems like. All right, Al, hang on. We're going to jump for a break, come back. I'm going to find out about what you've been doing lately in terms of RVs, ask you a little bit about the Tampa RV Show. Folks, this is the RV Show USA with Al Pearce, the RV inspector. We'll be back right after this.
All right, back. That's a short segment, okay? We're in the commercial break, 4-minute commercial break. This is always the bottom of the hour. That next segment is always a short segment.
Yeah. So it's good. It's always good to have Al Pearce on. He's a treasure trove of knowledge.
Yes, he is. He's very willing to share that knowledge.
Yes,
just about everybody. All right, remember we're giving away these T-shirts.
These T-shirts right here.
And but the only way you can get them is to start posting questions or comments. Like this video if you would.
Like it.
Like the
Love
video.
it.
Hit the share button. So
Heck, laugh at it. We don't care.
Your friends know where you are that you're watching the RV Show USA, and let your friends know about us. You know, every week we get new people that say, I didn't even know y'all existed. We've been around for about a year now. And again, this is our live show. We're in a commercial break. Facebook does not allow us to run commercials, so you see Goose and myself just sitting here yakking. When the show is over, he will repackage it. It gets sent out up on the satellite, and then it's distributed in markets across the country. It runs on Saturdays and Sundays.
And then you break it up into segments and distribute it around the world via the podcast.
We have podcasts. If you've got a smartphone, you can get it on iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher, or you can go to our website and you can just download right there.
So there's been several questions about fluid analysis.
Yes.
If you have time, it might be something to bring up. So there's that. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter at thervshowusa.com. That way you'll get a notification every time we go live for the show or anything that's pre-planned that we know that we're going to do. We'll send you an email to as part of the newsletter, and plus you'll get links to the podcast right there as well. What we covered, and subscribers to the newsletter. What else do they get, Alan?
When we have a feature destination and we have a coupon to send out, a free coupon, we will send you those on Monday. Now, this week we didn't have one.
Nope.
We're at Fort Pearce City Marina, so we are not able to send you a free coupon.
But you know what we can send them? When they go to the bottom, they can click yes that they want the 2018 RV Travel and Camping Guide for the state of Texas. We will send you one of these absolutely free. Just got to let us know that you want it. It's a 4-color magazine. It's got all kinds of neat stuff for the state of Texas. And, of course, our good friends at PPL have a great little 4-page layout there at the very beginning of the magazine. That's pplmotorhomes.com, the biggest consignment dealer in the country, 3 locations here in Texas. So that's thervshowusa.com. Subscribe to the newsletter and just give us your address if you want one of these guys right here.
If you travel in Texas, if you're going to travel in Texas, that will become your Bible. You will never get rid of that. It's brand new for 2018. Got a Super Saver card, lots of cool stuff in it. You'll even find Big Chief RV.
Oh, you will? That's cool.
Yeah.
So if you want to find out all about Texas travel sites before you come to Texas, you get one of these, and you can get it absolutely free at thervshowusa.com. Just click on the subscribe button to subscribe to the RV Show USA newsletter.
Do we have any new people? I haven't seen any.
Yeah, we've got a few people. We got SH Mark, I think, is new.
Okay. I'm going to ask Jeff's question first.
Yes.
About inspection of
most consistent issue found in RVs. So what is, in Al's experience, what has been the issue that he's seen the most?
The biggest issue.
The biggest issue, yeah.
I got lots to ask Mr. Pearce.
We only have 8 minutes.
SH Mark, third time.
Third time.
All right, here we go.
Very good. All right, guys, more with Al Pearce, the RV inspector, as the RV Show USA rolls on.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
And we're back with the RV inspector, Mr. Al Pearce, and we're talking about RV inspections. And I know that you have been a busy guy the last week or 10 days. Before we get into some of your inspections, I want to know, when somebody contacts you, Al, do you do like a pre-inspection interview with them? Do you have like a list of questions you go over with the person before you come and look at their unit?
Oh, absolutely. I had a call about 2 hours ago from a lady from California, and one of the first things I asked them, are you an RVer? Is this your first RV? There's so many newbies out there. That kind of gives me the conversation and the direction, and then I'll ask the customer, in this case, this young lady, what is important to you? What do you want to see? I mean, what do you want me to look for with 4 eyes instead of 2 eyes? So, yeah, it is kind of an interview. It gives me a background on the customer and helps me move forward.
What about now? We've got Jeff, who is on our Facebook Live, has a question about what do you think about having an inspection of a brand new RV? Is that, I guess some people may do it. Is that really essential? What do you think?
Oh, my God. The factories are putting out RVs so fast nowadays, and all the Facebook groups I'm on, I see people complaining. I've had my RV for 12 weeks, and it's been in the shop for 9 getting things done. An inspection, Alan, is not to break the deal. It's just to give folks some knowledge and some information to make a good buying decision. I do know, I suspect the manufacturers are probably offended if a buyer wants to bring in a third-party independent person in, but oh my God, you're spending $100, $200, $400, whatever the dollar amount is, thousands of dollars. It's your money. You should just tell them that's the deal or I walk.
Yeah. So if you're willing to do it, it sounds like if you got the extra dough, you may want to do it. That's a personal decision, obviously. What about fluid analysis? We had several people ask about fluid analysis, and I want to get into some of the RVs that you've been inspecting recently.
Alan, we were contacted a couple of weeks ago by a gentleman in Switzerland. He was buying an RV in Florida. It was a 1977 Airstream Argosy motorhome. And his major concern was the engine. It was a 454 Chevy. It was a GM model frame, I guess you'd call it, and chassis. And he said parts in Europe are very hard to get, and if you do, you have to buy them from America, and on and on and on. So I told you last time I was on the show last year, I feel so adamant about samples that I'm going to, and I did, include in every inspection we do in 2018 and moving forward, I'm going to pull samples of the fluids as part of our inspection because I believe in it so much. It's the lifeblood of an RV. Nobody can see inside the engine. So long story short, we get the coolant back, and it's really, really bad. I don't know. I've had time with the time change difference in Switzerland to Florida. Haven't had a chance to catch up with the customer. I don't know if he's going to buy it. He's kind of a collector, though. He told me he had a whole Volkswagen bus from the 70s, so he likes that kind of vehicles or whatever. But boy, this could be a deal breaker.
So hang on. You said it's an Airstream motorhome from the early 70s?
Yeah, 1977 Argosy. It was built on a GM chassis with a 454 Chevy engine.
Wow. So I guess my question is, let me see, how am I going to put this? If you've got an older unit like that, that's ancient, obviously ancient.
Sure.
If you flush the system and put new coolant in and really get the thing with all new fluids in it, would they still be able to tell that the coolant that the engine had maybe overheated or had some possible problems? Or does the flushing take all that stuff away where the lab can't figure it out?
I don't know the complete answer to that, and Tom at JG Lubricants, our third-party partner that we use for analysis, can probably answer it better. But I would think, just like anything else, if you put a paint on the wall and there's mold behind it, it's still going to be there. So I got to believe that it would show up. It's kind of similar when people redo their roof before we do an inspection. It looks so bright and clean and professionally done. And then we go inside and look at the ceiling inside the RV, and you can see water damage. So they just kind of covered up the situation, but it didn't change the results.
Gotcha. All right, what is the most consistent, the most common problem that you find when you check out, you do an RV inspection? Is there one or two or three things that, I know that's going to be wrong with it, or?
Maintenance and roofs. People don't go on the roof. I mean, have you ever been on the top of your roof of your house? I never have. But an RV is not like a roof on your home. It takes a lot of abuse. It's not designed. It's not constructed. So that is one issue we always look for. And life safety. There was a post earlier today in a Facebook group. People had traveled for 4 years in their RV, and the safety tape and the smoke detector had never been removed. So that means that for 4 years of travel, that detector would have never worked because the battery wasn't touching the contacts to make it work.
What kinds of things can slip by an inspector if you're not careful, Al? When you do, I know you got a big, long laundry list of stuff you got to go over, but are there anything that, that you got to really be careful because some things can get by you?
Oh, I suspect sometimes mold behind the wall might be hard to detect. We do use a third-party software. We use a tablet. I go just step by step, line by line. Laura, she does the inside, looking for, leaks and damage and things and bad flooring or things. But, if we as inspectors are doing our job properly and following the process through, honestly, I don't know of anything we could miss. That's not my goal. I'm supposed to report everything I see. So if I don't do everything, then I'm not doing my job.
Gotcha. All right, real quick, we've got only about a minute left. I want to cover two things. Can somebody contact you directly if they have questions, or do they need to contact NRVIA to get more information on inspections?
You can go to our website, inspectmyrv.com, click the contact button, send me a message. I'd be more than happy to talk with anyone. I mean, we're full-time RVers. We love the lifestyle. And I look at it this way: if we save one person at a time from buying a lemon, our job is completed. We did our job.
Inspectmyrv.com. All right, well, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you for always providing us with such great information, all kinds of cool stuff to think about.
Hey, Alan, it's always a pleasure. Hello to Lisa and Goose, and I look forward to being on the show in the future.
You got it. You take care. We'll talk again. All right, folks, that's inspectmyrv.com. Al Pearce, he's a great person to contact if you're looking to plop down some dough on a used RV. You want to have a third party's input before you pull the trigger. All right, back with more to close out the hour of the RV Show USA next, and then we're going to start off hour number 2 with our friends John and Laura Hebard with Hebard's Travels. Y'all stick around. Be right back.
Right back myself.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we're in a commercial break.
Yes, we are. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Yeah, guys, this is actually our shortest commercial break. This is only a 3-minute break. Again, Facebook does not allow us to run commercials during the Facebook Live broadcast. So you get some behind-the-scenes stuff right here on the RV Show USA. Don't forget to keep commenting, keep watching, keep commenting, because you could be the proud winner of a Big Chief RV and Camper Resort t-shirt. This is the logo that's on the back. On the front, it's right here, the RV Show USA. Why are we doing that? How are we doing that? Well, we have each written down time codes for the video. And so at the end of the program, after we've wrapped the radio show, I'm going to draw 2, I guess. And if you got closer to that time without going over, message us here at the RV Show USA. Tell us, let us know, and we will send you one of these t-shirts. Make sure you include your shipping address as well as your t-shirt size, and we will get you a great Big Chief RV and Camping Resort t-shirt courtesy of the RV Show USA.
Yep, so post away.
Yes, indeed. Now, of course, if you won last week, you are not eligible, and you know who you are.
But you can post.
You can still post.
Absolutely.
You just can't win. We'll have to go to the next
So,
person.
Jeff, did you get your t-shirts? Did Jeff say you and Dina get your t-shirts?
I haven't heard anybody about t-shirts.
No, Jeff is up at Big Chief now.
Hey, Jeff wants to win the Styrofoam Cup.
I'll get you a Styrofoam Cup next time I see you, Jeff. No problem.
Hey, we can write RV Show USA. It could be an official RV Show USA Styrofoam Cup.
We'll make a
my
beverage in that Styrofoam cup. All right, got about a minute to go.
Commercial break, nerds. What the heck? Oh, my goodness. Excuse me. We had suggestions to have Mr. Pearce on the program for a full hour.
Okay. If we can get some quiz.
Well, Al said people may not want to listen to him for a full hour. So, we may have a great idea.
What?
But it's up to our guests.
Al said that if I sent him a T-shirt, that he would sing campground karaoke.
Oh Lord!
Do we have anybody that wants to sing campground karaoke? If you don't know what it is you call in, you sing our theme song on the air, and we send you a prize.
Yes, we do.
Actually, we send you. What do we send you? We got some DVDs.
We got some DVDs. We
Professor.
can do. There's another thing that you said we could send them to.
Can't remember.
I have to. It's in the commercial. We'll play it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. But
that they don't hear.
You can't hear the commercials. Facebook does not allow it.
No.
I can hear it if I put the headphones on.
Yes, you can. All right, here we go.
The RV Show USA.
All right, so this hour we talked about the lionfish off the Florida coast and about the many things to do in the Fort Pearce area, including a stop in at the Navy SEAL Museum, which I think sounds very, very cool. Also, we got some good insight, as always, with our good friend, the RV Inspector. Remember, if you miss any one of our shows, you can always catch the podcasts on our website, as well as on iTunes and Google Play and on Stitcher. They're commercial free, so grab your smartphone, do a search in the podcasts. Just type in The RV Show USA and hit the subscribe button. Now, during some of the breaks today, we've been talking about RV inspections and getting some feedback from folks in the Facebook Live. I asked if anybody had ever had an RV inspection done, what they thought of RV inspections, and if they were a great service or maybe a waste of money. The consensus was it's a pretty good investment, I think. Most people think that it's a good idea. RV inspections run maybe $400 on the low end to $800. And they could run a little bit higher, a little bit lower, depending upon how old the unit is and if it's an a motor coach versus a fifth wheel and so forth. But $400 to $800, and it's something that gives the buyer some real peace of mind. And the other thing that I learned is fluid analysis is pretty critical. If you're getting a motor coach, get that fluid analysis done, even if it's a unit that's not very old. I think that as the RV market continues to grow, the number of folks who want or maybe even demand an inspection prior to making a purchase is going to keep going up and up and up. I do have a question for our listeners that are listening on radio stations, though. I want to know what y'all think. Are RV inspections, especially on used RVs, a good idea, or are they a waste of money? What do y'all think? And in retrospect, is there anybody out there listening that wishes they would have had an inspection done before they bought their RV? Let us know by posting right here on Facebook. We are not just looking for everybody to agree. I'm just curious if the RV inspection thing is something that y'all need to think about, if it's catching on or not that much. All right, before we hit the break, you may not want to hear this, but now is the time to make your reservation for your favorite RV park or campground. Right now, there have never been more RVs than there are today, never. In the 4 short years that we have owned Big Chief RV Resort, it seems that the holidays and special events they're booking up earlier and earlier. They really are. I know that we are not the only ones. Almost every decent RV resort and campground, they're booking up early just like we are. So unless you want to be camping in your driveway or in the storage yard, maybe in a place that you might regret, it's a good time to pull out your calendar and start making plans and reservations. By the way, in my opinion, you know what? Once you do book those dates to go camping, that's when the fun begins. It really does, not just when you show up at the campground. As soon as you confirm that reservation, you can start getting the kids to start planning things, some of the meals, some of the activities, some of the games y'all want to play when the big weekend arrives. For me, sometimes the planning is actually better than the weekend itself. All right, next hour, it's off to California, where we will be joined by our friends John and Laura Hebard with Hebard's Travels and find out what the heck they're doing in the Golden State. Then it's our friends at DeMontrond RV in Houston with an announcement of something that is very cool that folks will be seeing at the upcoming RV show at the NRG Center, February 7th through 11th. We'll be right back. Goose, take us to break.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America. Let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many.
All right, you're hot.
All right, guys, this is our long break. This is the top of the hour break again. Facebook does not allow us to run commercials, so we do this. We visit with folks that are in our Facebook Live. If you just joined us, welcome. We appreciate it. This is a radio show that we produce live every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time right here on Facebook. Then the show is repackaged. It is syndicated nationwide, and this show that we do tonight is going to run Saturday and Sunday. So you can go to our website and click on, I guess it's the Listen tab, and then click on your state and find out where you can listen to this show if you want to listen to the recorded version of it. And so we're giving away some of these T-shirts, Big Chief RV Resort T-shirts. They're beautiful. Got a pocket on one side. This is nice material. It's not going to shrink on you. The colors aren't going to run on you. And we're going to give some of these things away. So the way it works is this. You got to start posting comments. Make sure you like our Facebook page. Number one, like our Facebook page. Number two, start posting comments or questions. We've got some great guests coming up in the next hour. And if you post some comments and questions, I'll try to run them past our guests. At the end of next hour, we're going to draw a couple of numbers from inside this cup. Now, the cup has already been won. Jeff Branning on Facebook Live has won the cup. But we got a bunch of numbers in here. We're going to open a couple of them up, hold them up to the camera. If your post is closest to the number that we write down, you win a T-shirt. All right? Yeah, without going over. It's like The Price is Right. You can't go over, but you can't go over. So just start posting, and who knows, you might win. If you're a brand new listener, we'd love to hear that. Hi, David Moore. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Mr. Johnson, who is always on with JG Lubricant Services. He'd like to sponsor a free giveaway next week.
Hey, if he's paying for it, I'm down.
I like free. So, Tom, what do you want to do? You want to give away maybe a fluid inspection? Think about it. You know, if you want to do something like that, send me a note, maybe send me a kit, or tell me what's in the kit, send me a picture of it, and then I can announce it to people if anybody's got a motor coach and would like to have an opportunity to win that fluid analysis package. We can do that.
Basically, if anybody wants to give us free stuff, to give other people free stuff, we'll do it.
You did get the T-shirts. Good. You are welcome. They're so quality and probably mine all day today. Good deal. Sounds like Mr. Johnson right there. All right, so does anybody have any questions? Okay. Heidi from Minnesota. Ooh.
Hey, Al,
Yes. Well, hey, is that Tom Johnson?
Yes, it is.
Hey. Yeah, all right. Stand by, y'all.
We're going to trade places here for just a second. We've got a couple minutes. All right, so I'm going to sit in this big chair right here while Alan's talking to Tom Johnson. So I hope that you guys, gosh, these earphones are really low. I'm hoping that y'all are having a great day today, and I'm hoping that you are enjoying the show so far. Thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. And don't forget, your comments could get you an RV Show USA t-shirt, absolutely free. And that's how we want to do that. We want to thank you so much for joining us tonight and for continuing the conversation here in the chat. And to do that, we want to give you a free t-shirt. This is our longest break. This is our 6-minute top of the hour news break, where the local stations, once this is repackaged and ready for air, go talk to the news. So there we go.
All's good. All right. T-shirts, T-shirts.
Yep, we're hawking them T-shirts like we're trying to give them away, which we are trying to give them away.
All right, so we've got 3 minutes to go. We got John and Laura. They're on deck. Real smart people, fun people.
Not like us at all.
Speak for yourself. All right, Miss Katie's gone dark on me. I don't know what that means.
Uh-oh. There we go.
By the way, the Warren family's doing pretty good, y'all.
Very good.
We're doing pretty good. Thank you.
See, I would ask that normally, but I don't want to upset you or do anything. So
No,
I
I'm
don't
good.
ask.
I'm good.
'Cause I know you're a private person.
I am pretty private. Hello, Melinda. Welcome. Do you have a good? You have a permission slip to get in late? Actually, we'll let you in. Make sure you start posting questions and stuff because you never know. I mean, Steve
Took like
Giano,
3 listener questions
Steve
for Al
Giano,
Pearce.
your package should be coming soon. I haven't seen Michael Hall. Is Michael Hall on tonight?
I haven't seen him, but
I
you know
haven't
we
seen
did
him.
take 3 of the questions we asked Al Pearce came from this audience right here.
Oh, that's good. All right, if y'all have a question about full-time RVing, what it's like, maybe how much of a nest egg do you have to have? Do these people have? Did they win the lottery? Is that how they afford to live on the road? If you have a question for John and Laura Hebard, fire away and I'll try to get it to you. You get your pipes fixed yet? The pipes are now fixed, yes. And it wasn't in an RV. It was like it was the main jugular at Big Chief. It had popped because we got down to about 12 or 13 degrees and it froze up solid. Excuse me.
How's it going? Good. I'm doing fine. So we have about a minute before the show, before the second hour starts. Alan will go about a minute or two, and then we've got you guys on for to take us to the bottom of the hour. We'll have a 4-minute break about 17 minutes after. They start after the hour, but so you know, you guys, we've got an 11-minute segment and then a 9-minute segment. So I appreciate you guys so much for being on.
When they hear the music, we got to wrap it up.
Awesome. So I'll put you guys on a brief hold and be with you here shortly, all right? Thank you. All right.
All right, 30 seconds, guys.
So you're 3 for 3 so far.
I know. Shh. We got one more phone number at the bottom of the hour.
I know.
Y'all will not want to miss Scott Thompson on at the bottom of this hour from DeMontrond. It's about RV security. Really good, cool stuff.
Yeah, I heard about that today when you were doing your preview video at facebook.com/TheRVShowUSA.
It's very cool stuff.
So if you haven't liked that page, you should go. It's facebook.com/TheRVShowUSA. We
3.
cannot guarantee that you'll be notified every time we go live, but
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America. Let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up now. What do you say? The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
It's time for hour number 2 of America's only radio show about the RV lifestyle. Syndicated from coast to coast, it's the RV Show USA with Alan Warren, the RV guy.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
And we're off into another hour of fun talking about RVs and RVing here on the RV Show USA. Those in our Facebook Live studio seem to be having some fun. Why not, man? We'll be giving away some more T-shirts at the end of this hour, and to get a chance at winning, you got to be a part of our live Facebook audience. Just go to Facebook in the search bar, type in The RV Show USA, and give us a like. If you'd like to receive a text message on your cell phone when we do go live, all you got to do is, all you have to do is click the link. Just grab your cell phone and text the word GEAR, G-E-A-R. Text GEAR. The number is 38470. Doesn't sound like a phone number, but it is, promise. Text GEAR to 38470. Very simple, and you'll be able to join in the fun. All right, for our new listeners, we got a bunch of them all over the country. Welcome aboard to the #1 radio show about the RV lifestyle in the country. This show is not about selling products and not about selling RVs, but it is about selling. It's about selling the fun that more and more families are experiencing while RVing. You know, RVs have been around for more than 100 years, but they have never been considered as cool as they are today. Today, RVing is really the cool thing for families. Generally speaking, it is more affordable than taking a family on a like a once-a-year cruise or spending a week or more at Disney. Besides being affordable and fun, RVing can do wonders for relationships. It really can. So to tell us what RVing has done for their relationship, let's bop over to California, bring up our friends John and Laura Hebard with Hebard's Travels. Hi, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
We're doing great. So it's been almost 3 months since we spoke last on the show. I know y'all have got a lot of new stories to share. Why don't you start out by telling everybody who John and Laura are, a little bit about how y'all became RVers.
Well, we've been married 5 years now.
Something like that. I kind of lost count.
Something like that. When you start full-timing in an RV, time doesn't really matter so much anymore. It's much more relaxed lifestyle, and we, after a couple of years of going to school and going to work and trying to buy a house, we eventually decided we wanted to change up our life and see more of the country and go experience things. So we sold everything, bought a truck and a fifth wheel, and hit the road. And we've been on the road for about a year and a half now, and just started a YouTube channel, started a blog, EVERY Travels, and we try to show a very realistic approach to the full-time RV lifestyle, the ups, the downs. For our channel, there are quite a few downs, but we always try to show how we
overcome them.
Yes, overcome them, and the good times always outweigh the bad.
Well, that's what I was going to say, that nothing is perfect. The best RV life, you're still going to have problems, but the good outweighs the bad. I want you to tell us about this place called Quartzsite, Arizona, because recently I've been hearing an awful lot of stuff about it, and I saw a video y'all did, and it looked like y'all were just out in this place all by yourself, you and a few thousand of your friends.
All by ourselves. The Escapers Convergence. They're the biggest one they do for the year. And I think it was 400 people, and that was just our little group. And there were dozens of groups scattered in the desert around Quartzsite. So there's thousands of RVs descend on this little tiny town in the middle of the desert. People get together out in the desert and swap stories and sit around campfires and make new friends, and it's a lot of fun.
Why? Why Quartzsite? What is so special? On the video, it looks like a beautiful place. It just looks like the desert, though. How did this whole thing come about, or do you know?
Well, I think likely they choose the location just because in the winter it's so much warmer. Like, we've had 70 to 75 degree weather pretty much every day, probably 40s, 50s at night. And it's just been one of those places that it keeps everybody warm and everybody happy so you can socialize and not have to worry about the weather.
So tell us, what's
more like a snowboarders convergence.
What is the Escapers? I've heard of different groups. Tell us a short story. What are the Escapers?
Well, it's an offshoot of Escapers. Escapees. Thank you. Escapers is more of the below retirement age crowd, and they do events that are more geared towards the younger population. So it's obviously it's a smaller group than Escapees because people full timing under retirement age is obviously a much smaller portion of the RVing community.
Okay, so y'all go out to Quartzsite. This is a quote-unquote dry camping experience, a boondocking experience. Why don't you explain that? And what was that like for y'all? Are y'all seasoned boondockers?
Oh, no. This was our first time boondocking more than 2 nights, and we learned water conservation very quickly. Even doing, like, Navy showers, we're going to run our 80-gallon tank dry in, I think, 5 days, showering every day. So we learned baby wipes and wet washcloths in between shower days can stretch your water out. Epic wipes are fantastic. I don't know if you've seen an Epic wipe is a 2.5-foot large baby wipe. But it doesn't smell like a baby wipe. It smells like essential oils.
The adult version. We
got some of those, and that actually, I wish I'd had those when I was in Iraq on our way up to Baghdad, because it's a bath and a pack.
Wow, that's what are they called?
Epic wipes.
Epic wipes. I need to check that out. Those sound really cool. So talk to us about the whole idea of boondocking is conserving. And I would think that, like you said, you hadn't boondocked for more than 2 days. That was probably quite an experience to be out there in the desert with no hookups, no electricity, no nothing. I mean, what did you learn, Laura? What did you guys have to overcome besides the water situation?
You know, it was really interesting. We actually did very well. Our first time out, so we kind of did a 2-day dry run before the convergence just to kind of get things in check, make sure everything was good to go. And then while we were there, I mean, we did run our generator a lot just because we're working a lot and the computer needs the energy and everything. But for the most part, we did really well on electricity conservation, water conservation. You have to watch your tanks a lot. But overall, it was a really good experience for us, and I think we left once to go dump our tanks out of the first 7-day period, and now we're on to the second 7-day period, and we haven't left at all.
Yeah, one of the biggest lessons we learned is you never, ever, ever open a faucet all the way. Yeah. You wash your hands and you shower with the trickles.
There you go. There you go. And you know what? I bet there's some satisfaction in knowing that, you look back and you say, we lasted 7 days or even longer, and say, we actually did it, instead of being, a lot of people, I think they go into their RV and they think it's just like their house. They just leave the faucet running and don't even think about it.
Yep. Yeah, it's a different mindset, and it's not for everyone. And people who want to go to RV parks and have full hookups, have at it. It's a house on wheels. If you want to live that kind of lifestyle, then why shouldn't you?
All right, so this was your first time to go to this convergence out there in Quartzsite. But as I watched videos, there were presentations and nighttime activities. If somebody wanted to go there and doesn't know anybody, I mean, they just show up? Do they become a member of Escapers and then just kind of get on an email list, or how does that whole thing work?
So what we did, we actually became members of Escapers when we first started out, just from hearing about them on YouTube and other channels and stuff, and we were really interested in it. And they host events all over the country. So you can go sign up. You basically just send a reservation and saying, hey, I want to go to this. And, yeah, you essentially show up. You go to all the little presentations, and you go to the dinners, and you hang out at the campfires, and you just get to meet just incredible people that, you know, you wouldn't meet outside of that kind of experience.
And it would seem like to me, unless I'm wrong, it doesn't cost anymore. Once you're a member of Escapees, you can just join that Escapers group, and it doesn't cost anymore. You get to kind of rub elbows with people that are probably a whole lot smarter than y'all were, that have boondocked a lot. You learn a lot in a short amount of time.
Absolutely. We were surrounded by complete experts. We were definitely the new babies on the block. Most of the convergences are free. There are a couple, like there's one going to Mexico next week. It's actually a break off from this group. So whoever wanted to go from this group, and I think a couple more are going to Mexico.
Awesome. Hey, Laura, John, y'all hang on. We got to jump for a break. We'll be back after this 4-minute commercial break. I want to find out about On the Road RV Nomads, the movie that's coming out, and a whole lot more. Folks, we've got John and Laura Hebard on from Hebard's Travels, and this is the RV Show USA. I want to take a...
Oh, always good to have the Hebards on.
They're very, very good.
They're very, very good.
You know, and when they say they tell the good and the bad, they do tell the good and the bad.
True.
And it's not always good.
So we need to look up the Epic wipes there, sir.
Are you saying something?
No, I'm just saying that, you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have in the car in case of a breakdown where you're really far on the boonies.
Okay.
I'm just trying to...
Thank you.
Just thinking.
All right, y'all. If you have any questions for John and Laura, let us know. We went by pit stop to dump and fill. Yeah, can you imagine hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of RVs when you do have to dump? How long is the line to dump?
Yep. Whew, that was no good. Or to fill, for that matter.
Yeah. You probably do learn an awful lot, though.
Yeah.
Do that. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure the first, if you go like on a multi-week trip, you know, in an RV, and it's your first time, you learn a lot.
Yes, you do. You know, when you go with some people that are really smart, because a lot of these guys on the road RV nomads, they're full timers, really smart.
Yes.
I would not want to be in a camp with them because they'd all sit back and go.
You know what we should do? We should host the premiere party. We should, you know, wherever they do the premiere of RV Nomads, we should go.
We've been invited.
We have?
Oh yeah, we've been invited. It's going to be an epic deal. Yeah, it's going to be next October, I think, and it's going to be
October 2018.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
It's going to be ginormous.
We could do a Facebook. We might be able to just do a Facebook Live on there.
I know. If we can get internet service over there, we
Oh, we have cell phones.
Well, it's a long drive out to where they're going to be.
Where are they going to be?
I can't remember the name of it. Where are y'all going to be? Well, he'll tell us here in the next little bit.
So, do you know? Do John and Laura have a website or just
they
a
do?
YouTube channel?
It's hebardstravels.com. I'd go to their YouTube channel though. They got they do some really good YouTube videos. Last time they were on the show, they have a little dash cam, and they got some lady. I think she was drunk. She had 2 wrecks. They videotaped 2 wrecks. The same lady, like within 20 minutes of each other. They had them both on video. What you read?
Oh, I'm just reading comments. So apparently Jeff likes the movie RV.
I like that one too.
I haven't seen it.
Come on. You got to watch for next week.
We'll see if I can get a hold of it.
All right, make sure you make comments, post comments, because we're going to give away these T-shirts, Big Jim RV Resort T-shirts, the RV Show USA on one side.
You can only win if you comment, and you don't know what these times are. So you want to comment throughout the whole show.
We can't cheat. You can't cheat.
Be part of the conversation. So. So, what are your big plans for this weekend?
I don't want to even say. Okay. I can't say.
Besides just streaming
Probably.
the RV Show USA all day, every day.
Yeah, every day. We're just
For the
going to run the
weekend.
same show over and over and over, right?
Well, no, you're just going to watch it and listen to it on the different outlets to up
There you
their
go.
live listenership.
I'd have to really be bored for that. Hello, Melinda. You want a T-shirt? Well, just keep on posting, baby. You got to just keep on posting. You saw Rob say he saw the clip of the accidents. I think that lady was a little bit drunk.
That's
I
not good.
think. I'd probably go get in trouble for saying that.
Probably.
Anyway.
Shame on you. You should be ashamed of yourself. All right, more with John and Laura Hebard of Hebard's Travels as the RV Show USA rolls on.
Show USA, start living the RV dream today.
And living the dream is what it's all about. Alan Warren, the RV guy, back with you with our good friends John and Laura Hebard from Hebard's Travels. And guys, I didn't even ask. I heard that y'all were in California. Am I mistaken?
No, you're right. We are parked at American Girl Mine in California. We're about 10 minutes away from Arizona and 10 minutes away from Mexico.
What is American Girl Mine?
It's an active mine. They're still up there mining in the mountains, but there's a very large piece of BLM land at the foot of the mountains, and they have convergences out here. And one of the reasons I think they picked this area is we have excellent cell signal.
There you go. Are they mining? Are they finding any girls in those mines? Or I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
The miners, I couldn't say.
I couldn't help it. All right. So I want to ask you about On the Road RV Nomads, this movie that I seem to be hearing more and more and more about. Tell everybody about what On the Road RV Nomads is, and let's get them psyched up about it.
Yeah, it's Open Road RV Nomads.
Open Road, okay.
It's close enough. But what it's really about is showing the people who choose the full-time RV lifestyle and why they choose it, and kind of dispelling a bunch of myths. It's not people living in an RV down by the river and completely unplugging from society. These are people in homes on wheels that are average, ordinary, everyday people, and they choose to unplug from society and live a different life. And so many people out there don't realize that there is an option. A lot of people, they want to work a 9 to 5 and live in a cul-de-sac, and that's perfectly fine. I have friends and family who choose that. And there's other people who would rather go out and travel the country and try to make their own way that way.
So Open Road RV Nomads is going to be an actual 2-hour, give or take a few minutes, documentary-style movie that follows you and Laura and then other couples throughout just what really happens, almost like reality television, I guess.
Kind of. Yeah, we are working with, let's see, if I can name them all, Less Junk, More Journey, More Than a Wheelin', Paul Hanna Travels, Always on Liberty, RV Love, Driving and Vibing. I know I'm missing some. There's so many, I always get all confused. But yeah, the Eric Odom, the producer, has pulled all these people in and said, you're all living this full-time lifestyle, and you're all showing in your own different way with your blogs and your YouTube channels. How about we tie this all together with a cinematic quality production and do it in a way that we can push it out to millions of people and show everyone the amazing opportunity that this gives you.
And so this is going to be out in, it is October of 2018, isn't it?
Yeah, that's when the movie's coming out, and we're actually having the premiere in Wellington, Texas. We're having another festival called the Nomad Fest, and basically it's a huge convergence, and it's centered around the movie's release.
Laura, John was just talking about some of the people that are going to be in the movie with y'all. You've got some really talented people that are going to be starring in this feature film. I mean, some musicians that are just incredible.
Yeah, the Callahans are going to be singing live at that event too, and we've actually been here with them in Yuma or outside of Yuma, and it's just been so much fun getting to know them and learn from them because we're essentially the newest kids on the block, and they're experts. We have so much to gain from even knowing them.
What kind of interest, as y'all travel around the country, are you seeing and hearing from other people that you meet while you're on the road? Is there a lot of interest in people that are they genuinely interested in maybe going full time, or is it more of a curiosity and they just want to hear about what the lifestyle's like?
Every time I talk to someone about living in an RV full time, you just see the wheels spin. You know, like, oh man, I've always thought about that, or I saw my grandparents do it, or I'd love to. I just got to figure out, you know, a couple of different things. And I don't think I've spoke with one person who's like, no, I wouldn't want to do that.
Really?
Most people don't seem to know that it's an option out there.
Yeah, it's almost like you're presenting them with a revolutionary idea that they're like, okay, I can turn my life upside down and just leave.
And with technology, it would seem like you can stay connected now to the world, and income opportunities are so much greater today than even 5 or 10 years ago.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many different jobs now that you can do remotely, and it's not even just YouTube and blogs and all that. There are so many working opportunities out there that you can work from your RV as long as you have, you know, internet and a little bit of signal and stuff like that. It's just, there's awesome opportunities out there.
Laura, I want to ask, and John too, how has RVing, and when y'all became full-time RVers a year and a half ago, how has that changed your relationship?
I think it's changed everything about it. Our relationship is more relaxed. We have more time together. It made our bond a lot stronger. We have to live in a much smaller space and kind of learn how to get along and not step on each other's toes as much. And
literally and figuratively.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things that's actually, it's brought us a lot closer. And I know that's not true for everyone, but for John and I, it's really been a good thing for us.
Well, we went from a work and school schedule where we saw each other for 2 half days a week, and now we see each other all day, every day. And beforehand, it was kind of like being roommates versus a marriage. We hardly ever saw each other, and so this has been a really good change for our relationship.
I would think that it would bring you together. I mean, like you said, it's not for everybody, but if you love somebody and you like somebody, that it gives you the opportunity to do things together that people in normal marriages today never have the opportunity to. And you get to fix things together. When you see a problem on the RV, you can work on it together, and there's got to be a lot of joy in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's been a lot of satisfaction in building a life together instead of building 2 separate lives parallel to each other, because that's kind of what we were doing before and just kind of making it happen. But now we've actually we've created our own lifestyle together.
Yeah. Who is the perfect person or type of person that would make for a good full-time RVer? What are they a restless soul? Are they somebody that pretty open-minded? What kind of personal qualities does somebody have to be to make a good full-time RVer?
I think that open-mindedness is definitely part of it, but adventurous. I mean, you have to be adaptable. You have to think quickly on your feet. I mean, not everything goes right, and, we probably have at least one thing not go right a day, probably one thing fail, and you just have to roll with it. You have to just de-stress about it, figure it out, and get yourself back on the road.
We have only probably 30 seconds left. I want to thank you guys so much for being on the show and being some of our regulars. We love having y'all on. But I want to just get your take on this. It seems like RVers are so open-minded. We run across all different kinds of people that normally in our everyday lives in a sticks and bricks home, you wouldn't be friends with someone like that. But in an RV, it's like all these barriers are down and we're friends with everybody.
Yeah, we've made so many friends we got on the road. It's just amazing. Alan, Lisa, Goose, thank you.
Well, you bet. Thank you all so much. Say hi to everybody out there, and we're going to check in with you again real soon. Open Road RV Nomads is the movie, folks. John and Laura Hebard. We've got a link to their site from ours. You need to check out their YouTube channel. It's really great. All right, back with more right after this. Well,
Yeah, they're good. We should have had them that whole hour. But, here in just a few minutes,
Yes.
you're going to hear about a really cool product that if you are into RV security,
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Very nice.
Yep, it's going to be at the Houston RV show coming up. Is anybody planning on going to the Houston RV show? It's February 7th through the 11th at the NRG Center there in Houston.
Is there a cost to go to the show?
Of course there's a cost.
Okay.
Of course there's a cost. And there's a cost to not win one of these T-shirts. If you just tuned in, we're giving some of these T-shirts away, these Big Chief RV Resort T-shirts away at the top of the hour, so we're rounding the corner. And the way you win is you need to start posting comments or questions like Rob and Jeff and Melody and Melinda and John. And we're going to pick some numbers, some time code numbers.
Yes.
At random, out of Jeff Branding's cup here. And at the end of the show, we're going to post them. Whoever has posted a comment that's closest to these times without going over is going to win yourself.
Yes. And so you need to let us know that that was you, and then we can go back and review to make sure you didn't cheat.
Yep.
Now, there's been some questions asked.
Yes.
So I need to open up about something.
What?
I don't own an RV.
You don't
I
own
live
an
in an
RV?
apartment.
No. Yep.
So
He doesn't own an RV. That's okay.
I don't.
I actually have a cabin.
I know you do.
Yes.
Over at Big Chief RV and Camping Resort.
I'm RV less right now. We've got a park model cabin, what we kind of like, but I had a 34-foot old Avion that I got rid of a few months ago.
Uh-huh.
That is a long story for another day.
Yeah.
Come on, tell me that number's going to work.
Might I please speak to Scott?
Yeah.
Hey Scott, it's Goose from the RV Show USA. How's it going?
We got him.
So we got about a minute and a half before we come back into the show. So Alan's going to do a little bit of an introduction. We'll bring you on. We've got you for 2 segments. First one's going to be 6 minutes long,
So short.
from 34 to 40. Then we'll come back at 44 minutes after the hour and go all the way to 52.
But when he hears music, he's got to.
So whenever you hear the bumper music towards the end of the segment, that's when we need to start wrapping up, because that only gives us about a 30 seconds window. So, thank you, Scott. Hang on. You're 4 for 4 tonight, sir. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens next
And,
week.
and
right?
everybody answered too. That's the best part about that.
Yeah.
Do you fish and hunt like your brother?
No.
You used to.
I
though.
used to a lot. I got burnt out of it. You know what? That's a story for another time. But we'll probably go over that. You know, I have a question. Would y'all like to do an open line thing? You know, if next week or the following week we did 30 minutes and y'all could just ask questions, maybe even call in and just visit. You know, that's a good question. Maybe how did I get into the RV show from doing?
You know what we could do? If one day I'm ever out at Big Chief, we could do a little AAA out there.
Ask Alan
Anything.
Yep, we can do that.
Yep.
So what y'all think? Is my bride on here tonight?
Yeah, she's there. She's just
seen her.
staying low, but she's there.
She's been sick. I mean, I'm serious. She's been harping like
I know
a
what could
seal.
help with that, but I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll be home to help her in a few minutes.
All right, guys. Scott Thompson from DeMontrond joins us as the RV Show USA rolls on.
We're gonna.
The RV Show USA.
All right, we're in the home stretch of today's show. Thank you all for being with us. If you're just tuning in, well, you're here at the right time for sure, especially if you're going to be in or around Houston, Texas, February 7th through the 11th. Isn't that right, Scott Thompson?
Well, hello, guys. How we doing?
Doing great. Now, folks, Scott Thompson is with DeMontrond RV, which is our certified new RV dealer there in the Houston area. And I know the big RV show begins in less than 2 weeks. Y'all got to be pretty busy at DeMontrond right now getting everything ready, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's from can to can, sir. Getting all them trailers, motorhomes ready to go to the show.
All right. Well, you know, we've got in our next segment, I want to talk about this really cool thing that you guys are going to have on display. It's just so awesome. But before that, do you have any quick tips or advice for shoppers that are going to the RV show? I mean, is it best to buy on the first day or the last day, or the prices that you see at RV shows, are they pretty firm, or as I say, is there wiggle room there? What kind of tips and advice would you have for shoppers, Scott?
I don't think there's a matter of which day. It's not like they'll drop the prices lower at the end of the week. Some people think that they do that. This show is so big, and all the local dealers and all the factories, all the reps are here, and they bring in enormous amounts of money into this show for rebates. So you'll see people that you'll never see in the area until next year at the same time from up north, from the factories themselves. So I think any day of the week is a great day to buy. The sooner you do buy, the quicker that you know that you can get your RV. And what I mean by that, Alan, is there's some lines out there that they've just come out with for the new year that they've only made 50 of so far. Well, the Tampa show's already happened, so 20 of them might have been sold there. You know, there's might be only 5 in our area, and everybody's going to want that one model. So if you don't get that the first 2 days of the show, then they're going to have to build it. So it's going to go out in a production line, and I've seen that last year with myself with the Cedar Creek Champagnes. So they sold so quick that the production took a while for it to catch up to the buyers.
What are your thoughts on seminars and educational opportunities for people that are really serious about becoming RVers and going to RV shows?
Funny you say that, because that's one of the things I pulled up to talk about tonight. They go out of their way for RVers, not only new RVers, anybody coming into this and wanting to know more about their coaches, and but the people that have been doing this for a long time. For instance, on Friday at 2 p.m., the new mobile technology that's coming out, the digital media that's coming out, the navigational systems. They're going to have an hour presentation on nothing but mobile technology. And if you haven't seen the latest and greatest stuff, and maybe you're in an older coach, you might consider upgrading some of that stuff. Dave from Sats to Go, who we've used for years at DeMontrond, he and I were just talking last weekend, and I did not realize that our cable system, our cable boxes, are going to become obsolete here in this next year. So everybody's going to have to start switching those cable boxes out if they want in-motion satellites, due to the suppliers.
And the technology changes so rapidly. And the best thing is you're at the RV show anyway. These seminars don't cost a nickel more.
Right.
And if you walk away with just a little bit more knowledge, you're better equipped to make those buying decisions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sunday, prime example. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to go. Cummings is doing a generator presentation. It's an hour-long presentation, on what to look for, what to know about your own coach. So it's going to be exciting because they're coming out with a new diesel for the smaller C classes that I want to learn more about.
Wow.
You've got so many great, and every day at 2 o'clock. So no matter what day you go down to the show, please remember that in the back of your heads and stop by. There's some really good stuff. Electricity on the road, generating your own power, learning how to conserve, or learning how to go solar, or whatever else is out, the technologies. They're going to have a seminar on that also, towing and recreation, for all the new people on Thursday. Man, go check that out. Learn how to load your trailers right, or your fifth wheels, or your motorhomes, so you're safe out there on the roads. That's something we've talked about before, but it is so crucial to make sure that you know what your trailer is capable of in the vehicle that you're towing it with.
I tell people, Scott, that I think that folks, if you go to the RV show, go 2 days. Don't just go 1 day. You can't see it. Take your time. Take your time. You're spending a lot of money, and you want to make the best decision possible. See the folks over at DeMontrond. Now, Scott, hang on, because when we come back from the break, we're going to let the cat out of the bag regarding security on RVs. We'll talk about that, okay?
Okay, sounds good, Al.
All right, good deal. Folks, we got Scott Thompson with DeMontrond RV on. If you're in the Houston area, promise you're going to want to go by their booth at the upcoming RV show, February 7th through the 11th. Be right back.
So in addition to the security that DeMontrond RV, we're going to talk about with Scott here in a little bit, one other thing I love about DeMontrond RV
What?
It is their warranty forever program.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get into that.
Okay.
We just need more time.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'll go ahead and pitch it just to tell you about it.
Yeah.
Every new RV comes with some kind of a warranty.
Yes.
Most of them are at least 12 months. Some are 24 months. You've got a lot of extended warranties that you get to pay for. You get a 5-year, a 3, whatever. You can pay additional money. I only know of one RV dealer that sells every single one of their new RVs. All of them comes with what's called the warranty forever. Not for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, a warranty forever. And it covers most of the components, the biggies on your RV.
What dealer is that?
That one is DeMontrond RV in Houston. And it's no extra money, I promise. Here's the catch.
It's included in the price of your RV.
It's included in the price of your RV. All you have to do is follow the scheduled maintenance on your RV. That's it. You have a major repair. Seriously. And DeMontrond doesn't even have to do the scheduled maintenance. You need to take it into a regular dealer and show proof that you had the thing inspected and maintained the way you're supposed to according to manufacturer specs. But then if you have a problem, one of these major catastrophic problems, it's covered, all of it, at DeMontrond RV with the warranty forever. So we're probably not going to get a chance to get into that into this next segment. We might, but that's sort of the short story.
Of course, if you see them at the RV show in Houston at NRG Stadium, you can ask them more about the warranty forever program.
Absolutely, and we're going to be there. Lisa and I will be there on Friday, and on Saturday I'll be doing a lot of Facebook Lives from both PPL Motorhomes, from their booth with RV Nana, as well as with Scott and the team over there at DeMontrond, going through some of their units and showing y'all everything. So, you know, if you're in the Houston market, in the Houston area on February 7th through 11th, y'all come and see us.
I may just have to go make a day trip on Saturday.
Come on.
We can hang out, we can do some Facebook Lives, we can enjoy some fun there at PPL.
It is fun.
I can meet RV Nana. I've never met her, you know.
Never met her?
Just talked on the phone.
She's awesome young lady, I'm telling you. All right, so you got any questions? Warranty forever work, only have to take it back to DeMontrond. That's a good question, Jeff, and I'm not sure of the answer to that. That's a really good question.
Yeah, that is a good question, actually.
But you know what? I'm gonna lead off with that one, Mr. Branding.
Yeah, because that would be rather inconvenient.
And then we're gonna go into the whatever.
Then the security system, you mean?
That's what we're gonna do. That's it.
Because Scott, of course, is here to talk about the security systems and securing your RV from invaders. So, very good stuff.
We are meeting there because it's halfway.
Steve's buying an RV. They're meeting in Ashland, Virginia, because it's halfway.
So, Steve, did you were you happy with the inspection you got on that diesel pusher you were looking at? You probably posted it, but I hadn't had a chance to look at it. Was the inspection, did it come out okay? And if you're looking at used RVs, check out PPL. They got a ton of them.
Al Pearce is going to be at the
Houston show?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, he's going to be there.
Hell.
Diana,
I'd have to bring one of them Tampa cigars over there. We may have to find a place to go smoke one there.
We're an hour 44 into the program. Diana just showed up.
Yeah, she's been traveling.
Oh, goodness. Here we go.
Start living the RV dream today.
All right, we're back with Scott Thompson from DeMontrond RV in Houston. We're very excited. The upcoming RV show there at the NRG Center, February 7th through the 11th. And Scott, before we get into the big announcement, what you guys are going to have, I've got some folks on Facebook Live that have a question for you. Jeff wants to know on the warranty forever. Let me scroll back and find his question. He wants to know if he gets an RV from DeMontrond and he has a warranty problem someplace other than Houston, can he take it to another dealer to get it fixed, or what's the deal about that?
Absolutely. He can take it anywhere in the nation as long as it is a warranty. I mean, as long as it is an RV repair facility, and they will honor that anywhere. They just have to call in to the Warranty Forever, and they'll walk them through the process, no matter where they are in the United States. So it's a super, super cool deal.
That is so awesome. And, you know, it doesn't cost a penny more, not a penny more when you buy a new RV. And to me, it just provides that all-important peace of mind from the buyer's perspective.
It does. It was funny. I was down at our Texas City store today, and I had a customer come back to the service before he bought, and he pulled me to the side and wanted to know how much we jacked the prices up of our units to put this warranty forever in there, because there's just no way that we're not putting money in that for the warranty forever, and we truthfully didn't. And that's the coolest thing about it. So this is the way that we know to better our customers and better serve our customers, to give them that peace of mind. Like we've talked about several times, the ACs, the refrigerator, these are all the things we know are going to go bad. Of course, we can't cover everything as much as we'd like to, but the necessities, the things that you know are going to go wrong, they're covered forever. All you have to do is get it looked at once a year.
Yeah, exactly. Just have it checked out once a year from somebody that is a real legitimate RV dealer, and you got most of your stuff covered. All right, so before we get into the electronic gadget we're going to talk about, real quickly, are the Flex Armor folks going to be there at the Houston RV show, Scott?
Yes, they are. We've got a 10x10 booth up front. So we are actually right at the front door as soon as you come in. If you have not checked out the Flex Armor roofs, now is your time to see them on a model. So they will be there, and I think they're bringing 2 models in to display.
Yeah, and eventually, folks, you know, if you've never owned very many RVs, eventually you're going to have some roof problems, and when you get them fixed, it's not cheap, and you want to have it done one time, I think, and Flex Armor is certainly what you need to look at. DeMontrond they're the folks that can line you up over there in Houston. All right, so Scott, you were really tight-lipped until just the other night when you called me up and you told me what you guys are doing there at DeMontrond in the show. Tell everybody about it, please.
Okay, so I'm going to give you bits and pieces because I don't want to let the whole cat out of the bag. But I was asked to go to a meeting, and, of course, when the bosses ask, I do. So I came into the meeting with a security company, and they're an up-and-coming security company with a thing called Z-Wave technology. Now, Alan, I've never heard of Z-Wave technology, and I don't know much about it, but I learned a lot during that meeting. And what I've learned is all the smart homes are going to this technology, so it's going to wrap your whole house in to be able to talk to everything. So these fine folks have figured out how to do this with the light switches, with your plug-in 110 outlets, with your 12-volt outlets. And so basically, in a sense, we can make now a smart coach, just like a smart home. So you can have a security system at your home, and then when you get up to go on the road, you could take that security system and stick it inside of your coach when you travel. Let them know where you're going to be traveling at, let them know what park you're going to be at. And if something happens, Lord forbid, and you need assistance, 911 will be sent right to you wherever you are.
Folks, I want you to think about this because I really looked into this. It is like Scott was saying, you have a smart home. Can you imagine on your iPhone or your Android being able to, in your RV, to be able to control the thermostat, the lights? You can put motion sensors on your compartment doors, and if somebody tampers with them, you get a notification. It is the coolest thing ever, and it's a modular system, Scott, that doesn't cost all that much.
So you can build on it. That's the coolest piece. Here's the other cool piece for all of us animal lovers out there. They have a sensor switch that goes inside of your RV that tells that sets an alarm. So if you've got animals inside of your coach and you want to go to dinner or you want to go visit some friends for the afternoon and you want to leave your pups in the coach, well, we all know that in Texas and Florida, in about an hour and a half, if those ACs go off, how hot it gets in that coach. So they have a sensor now that you can set inside of your coach, and it will alarm you if that temperature goes above there, if your ACs go off. They have a sensor that you can put underneath your hot water tank, that if it erupts or if it breaks, so before your coach floods and destroys the floors and the walls and you don't find it for days afterwards, it'll alarm you and let you know that.
It's just
So
the
the
coolest thing.
technology
They've
is
got
incredible.
They have motion detectors also. they're not called motion detectors, but if you've got a barbecue pit or your kayaks or bicycles or things out around your RV, you can put these little things on them, and if somebody tampers with them, you get an alert. I mean, it's just the cool.
So can you imagine that? So they're called tilt sensors.
Yeah.
So if you got your bass boat sitting out back and you don't want to chain it up for the night, you throw a tilt sensor on it, and if it moves to any angle, a sensor automatically goes off on your phone.
So you're going to
It'll
have
light up in the light in the back of your camper.
There at
to let somebody know
DeMontrond
that
in
you know
Houston.
that thing just moved.
At the Houston RV show, you're going to have one of these coaches set up with this entire smart system so we can come and check it out?
Yes, sir. We're working on that very hard. We just ran into these folks the day that I called you, so we are working extremely hard. Everybody's on top of it to get a coach fully set up and ready to go at the show, so you can see it there, and then you can see the whole setup at the booth.
I mean, you've seen a lot in the years you've been in the RV business. How is this going to have an effect? Do you think this is just going to be super popular?
I think it is, because I think that not only can we do the things that they think that they can do on the security side, but as far as the motorhome side, I think that we can make the coach smarter. I think that I can get the slides to work off your cell phone. I think that I can not only turn on all your lights and all that, but I think I can hook up the aqua-hots to it. So I think you can be sitting in Texas, and I think you can send a single signal to your coach in Colorado and tell it to turn your aqua-hot on.
How cool is
that's
that?
how smart this technology, I think we can go with it on the motorhomes. So
All right.
I am super stoked.
Scott, we got to wrap it up, but we're going to talk more about it next week. This is pretty exciting stuff. Thank you so much for being on the show, and we will see you soon at the Houston RV show, all right?
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
All right, you take care. That's Scott Thompson with our friends DeMontrond RV in Houston. I'm going to be there February 7th through the 11th. There's their big RV show. I'm going to be over there doing some Facebook Lives. I'm going to be checking out this smart RV. All right, back with more right after this.
Man, that is really cool.
Oh, I spent the system.
Yeah.
It's called a JAX, JAQX, a JAX system.
JAQX.
JAQX, and I I'm not crazy about the name, but it's called a JAX system, and it's already available in homes, but it's modular. It costs like $199
For the starter kit?
and then $40 a month. They've got 3 different
For the
levels.
monitoring system?
But you can get this. If I can get him on next week, he's with the Jax company, and I'm not very smart about this stuff, but he said, Alan, he said, I'm telling you, when you see what it can do, it is going to revolutionize everything. He says, you give somebody their iPhone and say, here, touch that button, the lights come on in the room, fireplace goes on, thermostat goes down, garage door opens up. Pretty exciting.
JAQX. Next week would be the week to have them, so that way we can lead up to the Houston RV show. Happen the weekend after that. I'm telling you. I have good ideas from time to time.
Good thinking.
I'm telling you, I'm good. Man, I should be a producer of an RV radio show or something.
We're going to work on that. If we can find a good show for you.
I'm telling you.
All right, y'all, make sure you hang out, because this is a real short break. Got a minute and a half to go after the show is over. Goose and I are going to pick a couple of numbers from Jeff Branning's cup here.
Yep.
And then we're going to see who wins the T-shirts tonight. Remember,
Jeff, hold him accountable for this cup.
Yep, Heidi, yes, JAQX. I think that's what it is.
Oh, JAQ, that's what you said it was, so we're holding you to that. So yeah, continue to have the conversations right here on Facebook Live, and you too can win a Big Chief RV and Camping Resort T-shirt with the RV show logo on the front.
All right, and Heidi, it is JAQX Smart, jaxsmart.com.
So Jeff Branning put up a link in the chat.
There you go.
So Jeff, thank you for that. It's very kind of you to do that. Oh man, so we got our short segment coming up.
I know. It's gonna be quick.
Very good. So yeah, if you missed any of the program, of course you can go back and rewatch this video after we wrap it up here, or you can also when it gets all cut up and we put it on videos on YouTube, as well as put it in podcast form. So we don't do the whole show in one podcast. No, we break it up into the guests that you heard. Each one gets their own little podcast, which means your monologue doesn't get podcasts, which is kind of...
Who?
Your monologues don't get podcasts, do they?
The what?
Your monologues?
Monologues.
You don't.
Oh, sometimes.
Do
yeah.
they? Okay, very good.
All right, we're coming back 10
10
seconds.
seconds.
So hang on, guys. The last segment of this week's RV
Real
Show
short.
USA coming up as the RV Show USA rolls on.
RV Show USA.
All right, let's see. We have got many folks who have been in our Facebook Live broadcast of today's show, making comments, posting questions. I hope you all have had a fun time. For all our new listeners, whether on Facebook or on terrestrial radio stations, we want to invite you all to become a regular part of our listening community of RVers. You know, this show is, as I always say, it's about one thing, and that is fun. If you're tired of political shows and arguing about who's right and who's wrong, tired of hearing about them Russians stealing the election, and you want to listen to a show that actually brings people together, we hope that you'll find the RV Show USA, well, as a refreshing change of pace, and that our guests and some of the topics may inspire you to explore the world of RVing and all the fun and adventure it can provide. When it comes to the cost of RVing, compared to a lot of things that families can do together, RVing is relatively inexpensive, and everybody, it seems like in the family, loves it. Besides the obvious fun that RVing provides, I think it also puts families in a unique position to be closer together, literally, from sleeping in tighter quarters to sharing bathrooms to actually eating dinner together as a family. I know that's kind of a unusual, unique idea. The benefits of RVing and the appeal of RVing really is pretty special. If you are not yet an RVer, but the thought of RVing sounds exciting, I've got a suggestion for you, and that's to get the family together and y'all take a drive. No matter where you're hearing this show from, within probably an hour from wherever you are, there are probably several very nice RV parks, campgrounds, resorts. Just take a drive. Look around. I think you're going to see what I'm talking about. While you're scoping things out, I invite you to start looking at RVs too. You know, there are so many different kinds and price ranges of RVs to choose from. I have often heard it said that your first RV that you need to buy, it needs to be your third RV. I mean, think about that for a minute. Your first RV needs to be your third RV. The translation for me is to take your time in the buying process. Just because your friends or your neighbors have an RV that they love doesn't mean that you're going to love it. I like to think of RV shopping kind of like fishing a new body of water. To me, I'm a fisherman. 90% of the fish are in 10% of the water. The objective is to eliminate water. And it's the same thing with RVs, and you can do that kind of thing. Eliminate RVs, eliminate floor plans, and the best way to do it is to jump on a website that has hundreds of RVs on it. You'll see floor plans, a complete description, and can eliminate a lot of them in a short amount of time. You can go to pplmotorhomes.com. It changes pretty much daily, their inventory, so you'll always see new units that hit the market. All right, thanks to everybody who helped make today's show possible. And it's one of our best, I think, Scott Thompson from DeMontrond RV, John and Laura Hebard, Al Pearce, the RV inspector, and our friends over in Fort Pearce, Florida, for the virtual tour of their very beautiful destination. To stay connected with us and to receive instant notifications each week when we go live on Facebook to do the show, text the word GEAR, G-E-A-R. Text GEAR to 38470. And when you do, you'll be able to win some gear and prizes that we give away. Until next time, remember, the way we spell love is T-I-M-E, and we spend that time with family and friends enjoying the RV lifestyle. See y'all in a minute on Facebook, everybody. So long.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America. Let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your...
All right, kids. It's time.
Don't leave us yet.
Yeah,
Don't
y'all
leave us yet.
hang
Stay
on.
here. Stay
Hang
here.
on. So we're still broadcasting, yes?
Yes, we're still
All right,
broadcasting
so-
here on the interwebs, the information superhighway.
Here, go ahead and grab two of these.
Grab two, okay.
You grab one, I'll grab one.
Okay, that'll work. I'll grab one.
Okay.
Oh, here, I grabbed two.
I grabbed two, too.
There you go. Okay, guys, we're not done yet.
All right.
Keep it right here because we got our winners.
Here, you can hold that one up.
I'll hold this one up. Okay.
All right, so here's what you do. This is what I want you to do. In just a couple of minutes, you need to look at these numbers right here. Hold them both up at the same time.
Okay, I'll
Goose,
hold them both
if
up
you
at the
would,
same
please.
time. Yes, not a problem. Oh, both of them are yours.
Okay, whoever posted a comment here on the Facebook Live closest to these numbers right here, without going over, you're going to win a Big Chief RV Resort t-shirt. And what you
Talking
need
to the
do-
microphone.
What's that? Oh,
Talking to the
I
microphone.
thought we were on the shotgun.
We're on
again.
the microphone.
All right, so you're going to get a Big Chief RV Resort T-shirt with the RV Show USA logo on the front, but you do need to claim your prize. So jump back on. Hang on, hold it real close. One of them is 107.37. Mm-hmm. One is 49.55. So just scroll down until you see the comments that were made closest to 107.37 and 49.55. Got it? All right, y'all, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for being a part of our show. Tell your friends about us. Remember, we're on every Wednesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. We appreciate so much you spending some of your night with us.
And of course, on the radio, weekends in your local area. To find where to listen to the RV Show USA on your local radio dial, go to thervshowusa.com.
And make sure you subscribe to our newsletter if you haven't done so, thervshowusa.com. Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good night. If you won, send me an email. We'll get you these T-shirts out, okay? Bye-bye.